Interesting question about OCD. Obsessive compulsive disorder, they say. Do you have OCD, or do you know someone that has OCD? It is interesting to me how far some people will take things that really don't matter at all. This can even spill over into a person being a germaphobe. OCD. OCD examples are people who have to have things a certain way. They are a perfectionist or beyond even a perfectionist in mentality. When I was, for example, in the military, we learned how to fold our clothes all the way down to our underwear and our socks and put them in our dresser drawers in a specific order. We segregated the colors of the socks. We had our dress socks, and then we had our work socks, which were the green socks, and then we had our underwear, our t-shirts, and so forth. Everything was folded in a particular manner, consistently, uniformly, and this was every day. That was the structure they gave us in the military. And even when you set your shoes down, your work shoes or your boots were separated from your dress shoes and your gym shoes if you had any, and they were all organized very neatly. And your clothing that you had in your closet, your dress uniforms, dress shirts, were separated from your work uniforms, and so forth. And it just goes on from there. And a lot of that, I guess you can say, formality or mannerisms carried over into my personal life, because to this very day, my wife would tell you, if you look in my closet, all of my suits, dress shirts are on one side of the closet, and then my casual clothing are next to it, and my play clothes, if you will, or sweat clothes, are next to that. But they're all organized. And if you look at my dresser drawers, you will notice that all of my socks are paired up, rolled up in the order. My dress socks, and then my sweat socks, if you will, or my sporting types of socks, and my thermal wear is separated from my underwear and my t-shirts, and so on and so forth. But everything is all folded in my dresser drawers. Whereas a lot of people just throw things in their drawer, and then they're looking through this humongous pile of clothing trying to find things every time they get ready to go somewhere, and so forth. But not brother teacher. But could that be viewed as OCD? I don't think so. Because number one, it doesn't take any effort once you know this, and then it becomes a part of your life. So I personally wouldn't say that I have OCD. Akin to that same thing in my own personal life, I have filing systems. You know, I worked in personnel at one time, and everything has a folder. The folders are labeled in alphabetical order, all the way down from a filing cabinet to an index card system, and everything is organized from there. I've always, for the most part, as long as I can remember or recall, have been organized. So I carry pens and pencils in my pocket, and a writing pad every single day of my life. Is that OCD? As a matter of fact, when I'm out and about and I bump into people who know me or are associated with me or even know me indirectly, they say, "Can I borrow your pen?" They know I have a pen. I always have a pen. I always have change in my pocket. I always have money in my pocket. I am always prepared. And sometimes I ask people kiddingly, "Why don't you have a pen?" Think about that. But anyway, OCD. I've seen people who were and are obsessed with cleaning. Every single day they're sweeping, mopping, and using the vacuum on their carpets in their homes. Washing the dishes, making sure that there's never a dish in the sink. Even if they have just eating a bowl of cereal or soup or what have you, and they put it in the sink, it has to be washed like right now. When you go into the living room, there's no paper, there's nothing laying around that's out of the ordinary as far as living room decor is concerned. There's no jackets laying on the chairs or the couches in the living room, and everything has to be in a certain place. And if you come into the house and you put your shoes in the living room, oh, that's coming out. That's OCD. Or my daughter, one of my daughters, my youngest daughter, she has a thing with drinking after me or her mom or anybody else. It's really funny because I'll have something to drink and she'll want some, and she said, may I have some? And I give it to her in the glass. She'll wipe around the rim of the glass and then drink some. And the same thing is true in the bathroom. She will come out of the bathroom if someone has already taken a bath or shower and say, Mama, Dad, there's some hair in the tub, or somebody didn't rinse the tub out before she gets in. Can you say OCD? And the kicker is this. She doesn't want to sit on a toilet that we have all sat on or used prior to her. So she would rather, this is not gross, but she would rather squat above the toilet, and I found this out later, squat above the toilet because she doesn't want to contract everybody else's germs that's been on the toilet, or she will sanitize the toilet seat. Can you say OCD? So my question again today is there ever too much that you can put into time as far as, how should I say, being concerned about what I consider to be ordinary things or even nonsense? Is there an extreme here in the illustrations or the examples that I've given to you or laid out today? Or do you think it's just normal behavior? Or are you one of those individuals that everything has to be a certain way? You don't want to touch anything that somebody else's hands have been on, or you don't want to sit on a public toilet seat without covering it or cleaning it off first. I understand the public toilet issue, but there are people that I know that don't like shaking other people's hands, period. They don't shake hands. They do the little bump thing, which I don't like. I'm from the old school. I believe in soap and water. You can wash your hands, especially if you have it water and soap available to you where you are. But I understand why some people don't want to shake hands, but sometimes we can be a little bit too far downstream. So I don't have OCD. I'm just a person who is a great planner and organizer, I believe. But I know many people who do have obsessive compulsive disorder. My question to you is, are you that person that has it, or do you know someone? And how do you deal with this situation? This is Brother Teacher. Inquiry minds would like to know. Thank you.